we're in the Ringbrothers booth with Mike and Jim. First of all, a booth. You guys got your own place.
Actually, we've had booths before, but we always just seriously put cutouts of Jim and I in because they said we had to have a booth here. So we would just get a full-size...
One was in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, but seriously, we'd get a full-size cutout and put it in the booth. And that's all we had, because you had to have a booth if we were going to be in somebody else's...
In somebody else's booth.
Yeah.
You guys got a couple things going on. Now, you guys came by the studio, and we talked about a carbon fiber Mustang. And now I'm looking at a carbon fiber Mustang. So, are you guys just looking for a new challenge? Were you bored back at home? What's going on? You can do this out of metal.
Yeah, we could, but we can't reproduce it quite as quick.
Yeah.
Where that was the goal. And, you know, we are debuting the full carbon Mustang up in the other booth. Okay. So we wanted to show somebody what we made it out of, because we painted that car.
Full carbon that car's done. That car's complete.
It's done.
You actually have 3 cars here at SEMA? Right? You have this car.
This car. If you call it a car, it's partial.
I mean, whatever.
A skin.
Yeah. I mean, I'll buy it from you after this.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple bucks for it.
All right.
So you have this car, and then what are the other 2 cars you have?
We've got the Splitter, which is another 65 Mustang. Okay. That's in the Flowmaster booth.
Okay.
And then we're going to unveil the carbon car, the Espionage, tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Splitter and Espionage.
Yep.
And they're, so all Mustangs. It's a Mustang
They
year.
are. It's a Mustang year. We brought this because this is actually what Espionage started as.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to show people what it was, but they won't be able to tell because that car is completely painted.
Okay.
No.
Now, I've seen some of this before. Like I saw sort of the unibody done in carbon before, but the hood is new, which I love, by the way.
Yeah, that's actually the one you saw is the Espionage that's up that will be unveiled. This is a completely different car, although it's now from the doors forward completed.
So doing an all carbon car, what's the goal here? Is it so you can make many of them?
I think realistically, we know we won't sell many.
I mean, you can sell components to them, which is nice. The doors, the hoods, the fenders, the roofs. But selling them all, we've actually had people talk to us about doing electric muscle car version of it, which would be kind of cool with all the weight savings. It actually worked really well.
Have you guys figured out what the weight savings would be on a fully built car with the carbon unibody versus metal?
You know, we'd be lying to you. That car up there is totally a street car, never intended to be lightweight. We didn't skimp on from Dynamat to Cage. I mean, so it was not built to be light. And I think that's around 34. I'm sure you could get the car under 3 if you wanted to build. But that's not what we're about.
You're going to build a lightweight version, right?
Like,
so this allowed you guys to, as builders, to be able to challenge yourselves as builders, right? Can you do an all-carbon car? What would it look like? How would it end up? What are sort of the difficulties of building a carbon car like that?
And that was, you're right, that's the big learning curve, is not just to build the car, but then how do we mount all this work to a body?
You can't thread carbon, but you can't. So, it's not like fiberglass where you can actually drill and tap it and thread it. Like, I don't know how strong it is, but you can't really thread carbon.
No, it was a big learning curve. And
everything has to have, I don't know, some sort of backing plate or bonding.
Well, that's why we instead of using this chassis like what you see that we had it displayed at before, we found it was easier to deskin a Mustang and bond our panels to the existing inner structure.
So that's how they were designed, to go basically everywhere where you would weld the panels together on a stock car. These have all the flanges on where they, instead of welding, now get bonded. So you can take a 65 fastback, completely take it apart, take all the skin off of it, and every one of these panels will bond onto the exact same location like it should.
So that was the cool effect.
Are there any modifications that you've done to the body, like if somebody wanted to do a wider car or something like that? Because we've seen the 65, the wide body stuff. Like, you've really kind of changed the look and the feel of the car, but without doing it so, like, without the fender flares and everything else. Like, are there modifications to the carbon version?
Yeah, there's a lot of the same what you remember with the Producer, but we've changed a lot of subtle things that we really didn't like on the Producer, like the wheel opening shape and some things that are very subtle. The rockers a little bit more, and the taillight panel, and we did a lot of changes, but it's very much kind of like the Producer. Yeah. And the whole front end now that we made from scratch, and the new hood.
Is there more pride or frustration when you do all the mods and then people are like, I don't know, man. Look stock. Look stock. Like, there's a little bit of pride, but a little bit like, you should take a better look, dummy, because there's a lot of work in there, and you're not appreciating everything that's been in there.
You're right, because you do the same amount of work if you want to make a scoop that's 10 inches tall, or a quarter inch difference.
Right?
So you're
that's
right.
The thing. That's
it's
the
like,
thing. It's like,
do I do all this and nobody notices, but you just do what looks right in your own eyes, I guess.
It's not saying it's right, it just looks right to you.
Tell me about the other two cars that you have here.
Two completely different cars. One's a 65 fastback, not a wide body. It's got a lot of cool carbon pieces on it. Hood, roof, trunk, doors. Built for a great guy out of Iowa, near Dubuque, Iowa. He had a lot to do with the car. A lot of the.
Which car is this?
That's the
Splitter.
Splitter. He knew exactly what he wanted it, from day one, how it was going to look in the end, and honestly, I think it looks exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, he actually is a designer.
That's got a Ford Racing, stroke 351, 427 in it.
And it's just a throaty, nice sounding, the old school, what you would want. All these injected motors make a lot of power, don't get me wrong, but that sound of the old carburetor, throaty push rod motor is still...
He thought he was getting a bargain because he's like, I don't need fuel injection.
Yeah.
Just throw a carburetor on it, it's fine.
Yeah, we actually did inject it.
We ended up injecting it at the end. We put the MSD setup.
Yeah,
it looks
like a carburetor.
But I'm telling you, it's easy to do now. Like, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier to do than it used to be with all of the aftermarket companies that are doing fuel injection systems that look like a carburetor. They're easy to tune. It's way more drivable, less finicky. You can change altitude in the car.
Yeah, you don't have to
retune it.
Exactly.
Like, we just bought a car for a car collector in Arizona. Guy got it all dialed in. It's a 12-cylinder with a bunch of Levers on it, which is on there. Brought it to California. It was like, it runs like and
that's the nature of the beast.
All over. It's like, what happened? It's like, we dropped 1,700 feet. That's what happened. That's the only real difference. And then, so the carbon car, is that yours? That's for a client?
It's for a Russian client. He's actually going to take the car to London. Actually, they're flying the car out of Las Vegas Airport on next Sunday. Never seen that done before. I don't know how that works. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a different. Never met the man. He's got a handler. We've only worked with a handler.
His wire transfers are awesome.
His wire transfers went through. And
we hope he likes the car.
Yeah, now we're just because literally not one word. We wanted him to come out and at least fit him because he's a 6'4", and he didn't want to have to change planes.
You should send him a little Matchbox car first. Yeah. Like, here it is. We scaled it down for travel.
We're trying to come up with a device to be able to get out of concrete boots, because if he doesn't like the car, he might find us in the river or something.
I got some family back home in New York that might be able to help you out.
Yeah, we might need it.
You might need that.
Yeah.
So, 3 awesome cars. Okay, but here's the problem: is now next year people are like, which 3 cars are the Ringbrothers going to bring again?
Probably won't happen.
And we told everybody we might not have one here, and we end up having 2.
Yeah.
And a little bit.
Take a year off, guys.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We need to coast a while.
Yeah. Take a break. You have families. I don't know if you remember this, but you have families.
They're gone now, so we're empty nesters. So both of us.
All the kids are growing up.
Yeah, they're all in college. So
okay.
Now that's all we have to do is work.
Yeah.
So, other than 3 cars, let's talk about the parts line real quick, because I know you guys have been expanding that, and I think it's such a wonderful idea that each one of these cars that you've been building for years, since we first started talking with you guys, has been a great project, but a little bit of a test bed or R&D for parts. Anything from door handles and hinges, and like door hinges, hood hinges. Where are you guys with the parts market right
Continually developing new products. There's a lot of stuff people haven't seen. Obviously, that's a big part of our business, is being creative. We've got a lot of pretty cool stuff coming out. I think there's some new products that we put on display here at SEMA, so they'll be on our website. But you just peck away at them, the things that drive you crazy, and you just try to do a better job.
Yeah.
We've got a good young kid. Everybody at the shop is amazing, but we got a new hire this year, young, like you, baby face.
I'm 63.
Yeah.
I moisturize.
But he's just a nice kid, 22, 23, master's in mechanical engineering, and just a smart.
Wow, smarter than me already.
It's just been a great great fit for us, and hopefully we can keep him and create cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are doing great work. I'll probably see you next. Maybe Barrett Jackson?
Maybe. Yeah.
You don't have to go.
Yeah, we don't have to go. We can just go and have fun.
His problem is you guys got to go to Barrett Jackson. You're going to spend some money.
Yeah.
You're going to end up with another Winnebago.
Another Winnebago.
We don't want to do that. Although we had a lot of fun in that.
That Winnebago
that thing is
much fun.
That thing is fun because you guys got to do what you wanted.
We
on
did.
Line.
That was really. It just was fun.
Here's the thing: is now we've been inside your head. Like you go inside the Winnebago,
Exactly.
you're inside your head. We know what's going on in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wackiness in there.
Totally.
Guys, thank you so much.
No,
Have a great
you.
time at SEMA. Enjoy the booth. And well,
maybe we can come see you guys again.
Come back out
in
to
the
California.
studio.
We have nice weather.
Yeah. Well, we always appreciate all your help.
And we can find you guys at ringbrothers.com.
You can.
There you go, ringbrothers.com.